7 people walked out of OpenAI and built the rival. 2 of them were brother and sister. Their company now sells its AI to banks, law firms, and the Pentagon. And on its own website, it says the thing it sells may be one of the most dangerous tools people have ever built. That is not a critic's line. That is the sales pitch. In October, that company plans the biggest share sale in history. Twice this year, the American government tried to switch it off. This is the story of a company that asked for a government able to stop it, and what happened when it got one. Anthropic was set in January 2021 by 7 people who had just quit OpenAI. 2 were siblings. Dario ran research at OpenAI. His sister Daniela ran operations. Dario has said the split was about a clash of vision, not one fight. What they built has an odd sales pitch. On its own site, Anthropic says the thing it sells may be one of the most dangerous tools people have ever made. The wording is careful. Anthropic calls it a bit. The logic runs like this. Strong AI is coming, whether Anthropic exists or not. So it is better to have a safety-first firm building the best models than to leave the job to someone who cares less. Not everyone reads it that way. David Sachs, the White House advisor on AI, says Anthropic is scaring people into rules that suit Anthropic. He calls it regulatory capture, built on fear-mongering. His point is that warning about a product is the best advert you can buy for it. But 2026 tested that bet directly, and no rival firm was doing that testing. The test came from the United States government twice in 4 months. First, the size of the thing, because it is why any of this mattered. Anthropic sells Claude mostly to other firms, banks, law firms, software shops. They pay for what they use. At the end of 2025, those sales were running at about $9 billion a year. By May, the figure was $47 billion. That is more than 5 times as much in 5 months. On the 1st of June, Anthropic filed the papers to sell shares to the public. Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, and Morgan Stanley are running the sale. Bankers point to October on the Nasdaq. Backers told the Financial Times they expect the firm to be worth more than $2 trillion on day one. No company has ever gone public at that price. So, a very rich American business. Now the 2 fights. The first one started with a contract. Anthropic has rules about what Claude cannot be used for. 2 of them matter here. Claude may not be used for mass spying on Americans, and it may not be used to build fully self-directed weapons, meaning weapons that pick a target and kill it with no person deciding. Those 2 limits were not new. They had been in Anthropic's rules since June 2024, and they were in the deal the Pentagon signed in July 2025. By this year, Claude was set to be the most used advanced AI model inside the Pentagon and the only one cleared for its secret networks. Then in January, the Pentagon changed its standard wording. Every AI deal had to allow use for all lawful purposes. That phrase wiped out both limits. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth set a deadline of 5 o'clock Friday, the 27th of February. Dario said no. He wrote that his firm could not agree in good conscience. A court let the emails out in July, and they show what the fight was really about. Emil Michael at the Pentagon told Amodai there is no line in his world between weapons that defend and weapons that attack. That Friday, President Trump told every federal agency to stop using Anthropic at once. Hegseth then tagged Anthropic a supply chain risk to national security. That tag is normally kept for foreign firms suspected of sabotage. It had never been used on an American company before. Anthropic sued. In March, Judge Rita Lind in San Francisco blocked all of it. She wrote that the moves looked built to cripple the firm, and she called them Orwellian. In July, she said the record had only got worse for the government. There is still no final ruling. The second fight started with a phone call. On June the 9th, Anthropic put out 2 models. The stronger one is called Mythos. Fable is the same system locked down, so normal customers could use it. Anthropic said Mythos could find flaws in software faster than anything before it. Amazon had put billions of dollars into Anthropic and runs much of its computing. Amazon's staff tested Fable and got it past its own safety rules with a set of prompts. The industry calls that a jailbreak. They called Fable to hand over details useful for cyberattacks. On June the 11th, Amazon's chief Andy Jassy was already on a call with the White House about something else. He raised it. ADs told him to take it to the Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, and he did that the same day. The next day, the White House gave Anthropic a choice: fix the jailbreak or pull the models. Anthropic said the flaws were small and could be found on other firms' models too. The Commerce Department then gave Anthropic 90 minutes. 90 minutes. Just 90 minutes. At 20 past 5, the order came, signed by Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick. The tool he used was export controls, the rules that say what American firms may sell abroad. The order barred anyone who is not an American citizen anywhere on the earth from touching the two models. That included Anthropic's own staff. Anthropic could not sort one user from the next one fast enough, so it switched off both models for everyone. Both went dark across the world that night. Anthropic's answer to all this was specific. The firm said a government should be able to block an unsafe launch, but through a process that is open and grounded in fact. Anthropic had spent 5 years asking for a state that could stop it. It got one on 90 minutes notice. The models came back on June the 30th. Lutnick said the two sides had worked it out and Fable was cleared. 6 weeks later, Anthropic posted something that made the government's worry look better founded. Anthropic runs hacking drills against its own models. It tells Claude the targets are made-up firms inside a sealed system with no internet. In July, it checked more than 140,000 of these drills. 3 had not been sealed at all. The internet was live and Claude broke into 3 real firms. In one drill, Mythos put a harmful code on PyPI, a public library that programmers download code from. Real machines install it. Anthropic kept the model's notes. Mythos said doing this for real would not be okay. Then it changed its mind. Part of its proof was that the clocks read 2026, which it took as a sign the whole thing was staged. It had been trained on writing from before that date. A clock reading 2026 looked to it like a detail someone had made up. So here's Anthropic this August. It is fighting the Pentagon in federal court. It was switched off once by the Commerce Department. It had given $20 million to a group campaigning for AI rules. And it is heading for the biggest share sale that anyone has ever attempted. Last November, Anderson Cooper asked Dario, who had elected him and Sam Altman, to make these calls. Dario said no one had. He was right. And no one voted for the staff who type all lawful purposes into a defense contract either. Whether an American AI can be turned on Americans was argued out in a deal, then in a courtroom, and it is still not settled. Anthropic asked for a government able to stop it. It has one now, and it is suing. Which of the two would you rather had the final say? Let us know in the comment section below. If you like this video, like, share, subscribe, as we'll see you soon in the next one. Till then, peace out.